Oh, goodness gracious. Is this working? Did it break? I think it did. No, oh, it's working. Never mind. Oh, goodness. Ugh. 5 seconds too late disliking stream. Go ahead. Boo all you want. I've seen what makes you cheer. I know what you're into. You don't scare me. Got some good tea here. My favorite black tea. Whew. Let's see. Chicago yelling, timer's done! Hurry up, Tay! Let's see. Hey, Maury, good to see you. Chicago, funky. Watching a Tay art stream and a Bob Ross episode at the same time. I'm still art rotted. Bro, Bob Ross is amazing. I miss him so much. I feel bad because like they're doing the same thing to Stan Lee with Bob Ross, which is like taking an amazing guy's legacy and just kind of ruining it with AI. Or those scummy products. You know what I'm talking about. The whole Bob Ross estate needs to burn. Without even going into too much detail, but it's like, how do you gain the rights of a person to such an extent that not even Bob Ross's own son can use his name? That's kind of insane to me. Let me move this over here. Why am I on Imager? Oh yeah, I'm on Imager because I was looking at funny close-up shots of SpongeBob for my my little animation thing I'm drawing. Here, look at Jatella for a second, you know. This is my latest art piece I just finished, by the way. I'm very proud of this one. Oops. There we go. I'm very happy for this one. Speaking of art stuff. I should have streamed myself drawing this one. But I'm gonna be honest, I was just too busy. It was one of those nights where I was just kind of locked in. And I just wanted to draw it all in one go. And I think I spent a total of 12 hours on this drawing? Should I be using A-Sprite? No. But is it fun? Yes. Cocked in. Oh my god, Chicago. And just to prove it's not AI, guys, I got all the layers right here. I work with a lot of layers. Then again, I've had previous art pieces that used way more layers, but this is kind of the limit I go to. Also, I made a variant with black lines also. So if you like traditional outlines for like art and stuff, let me see. I kind of like the colored stuff. I don't know, it makes it look a bit more professional, I guess. That's what I see other artists do. Although I'm a bigger fan of the actual lines and stuff. Bob Ross, Cornell Sandals, and Stan Lee are such fetch and insane stories. Yeah. If I die, I give you... If I give you all for permission to milk my limited clout for everything within reason. What clout do you have, Chicago? What are we taking from you? Let me move this over here. Also, let me get me out the way a little bit. Is that better? Oh, got my dang ears covering up everything. In reality, I could just extend the view. I realized I could just do, what is it? This? I don't know if that really matters all that much. And I'll just leave it the way it is. Being really annoying? Sorry, Chicago. If you think you're annoying, you have failed at that. Photoshopping a picture of you over actual Chicago. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me clearly and the music clearly. Hopefully it's not like, you know, covering up everything, but I'll try my hardest to make sure I do good with that. All right, so we got the first scene done. We got this part done. Oh, I also got to open up DaVinci Resolve. I need to get a shot of an apartment. The mix is good? Awesome. Appreciate it. You love me. So this part is animated. I made it a 3 animation loop. It's basically just the regular boiling line for this section after Fob wakes up. I already got this section here. I'm doing it. I watched some more videos on how to do animation and stuff. I picked up enough to understand some of the basics of timing. It ain't perfect, but I think it's okay for an amateur. But I was smart enough to put all this on a separate layer, so I didn't have to redraw everything frame by frame. So like the whole background, I think the background and the lines here, these are all its own thing. So Fob sleeps, he wakes up, and then after he wakes up, what we need to do is copy this file. He's gonna get pushed to the side, and then someone's gonna start yammering over here. So we need a new loop. I think we need like another 3 to 4 frames of him getting pushed over here. And then someone starts talking. Gotta see if I can fix that. So let's do file, save as. We'll call this one office room bed shot, and we'll call it call. The reason why we're saving this as a new file is because instead of completely redrawing the background and everything, all I can do is get rid of this layer and just continue it. Allie? Hi, Allie. Good to see you. All opinions expressed on my channel reflect those held by Quiznos and Microsoft Corporation. Okay. I'm sure Quiznos highly values your political opinion, Chicago. Imagine that. They just, like, today we're holding a press conference with Chicago. We want to know all their opinions. Put hamburger in his mouth. If you're hungry, Fop's hungry, feed him. I mean, I could make a layer and have a burger go in his mouth. Hold on, let me look up a burger PNG now. Since this is what you guys want. Alright. Burger PNG. Oh god. There's a lot of burgers out there. Ew, there's AI burgers. Ew, 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 ew. Oh god. You know what? I used to call Burger King the worst burger ever, but now that we have AI, I'm sorry, I think I kind of take it back now. I take it back. You can tell it's AI because of like how the cheese looks. It's so weird. Like, I prefer those. You know what? I'll take fake, false advertising, touched up photos of burgers that are like made with like glue and cardboard and stuff over the AI stuff anytime. That, at least that takes more creativity. Yes, Weird Owl burgers. Bro, I'm actually trying to look up a photo of a burger, and I'm actually getting tons of AI slop. Is it really that hard to just not get a picture of an actual burger on the internet? Is this what the internet's become? Is it over? Are we cooked? All right, I found an image. Save as PNG. Oh, that's a large PNG. All right, then what we'll do is this. This is only for stream, by the way. Don't show anyone else. All right. Here is the PNG of the burger. We're gonna take that homunculus, pedonculus. Take them. Scale it down. That looks pretty good. Enter. Select. Deselect. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. All right, one more time. We'll take this, right? Edit, cut. And then we'll go into here, because why not? I think this is the one where he's sleeping. Is this the one you want? Yeah, we'll take the PNG of him sleeping. Let me export just this frame here. File, export as frames, just this frame. PNG. Pop sleeping, export. Yes. There you go. So now we can go back here. And did it not export to the right folder? Great. It's being weird again.
Hey, baby. I want to show you something.
Yes. Metropolis Street Racer. Thank you. If you don't get down with music like this, I don't think we can be friends. How do I tell people at work this is the kind of music I truly vibe with when they're all blasting other stuff? Oops. Hold on. Oh, I gotta hide this in the background so chat stays up. There we go. Where? The PNG didn't even go up. So, what's our thoughts on Pac-Man being oh, you said at a meme. Being a meme. Oh, you're talking about from the freaking Ghostly Adventures episode when oh my god, why'd you have to bring that up? Yeah, but the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, yeah, seeing Pac-Man up there is awesome. I saw Mario's up there also. I really hope Sonic makes it up there. I need my big three, I probably should post on Twitter that I'm streaming, aren't I? I forgot to do that. Let me do that real quick. Let me post it. There we go. Secret stream? Yeah. I mostly say secret stream because I don't make a big deal posting them anymore. I feel like if I'm playing something really big with a lot of friends, then I'll post it in Discord and everywhere else, but like, if I'm just doing artwork, it's not that big of a deal. Last thing I need to be is annoying. Where the frick did the PNG go? Okay, something's not right here. Export as Bob Sleeping PNG. It went into the documents folder. Are you freaking kidding me? No, go in here. Oh wait, so it is in here. Why does it take forever for a simple PNG to go in? Bruh. Anyway. Yeah, duplicate the layer, right? We're gonna turn this one off, go here. This is really stupid. I don't know why y'all making me do this. That should be good enough, right? And we delete all that. And then we go here. And then we get the frickin' burger that I copied and is technically gone now. Can we control Z that? There we go. Edit. Now we can cut that bad boy. We go here, right? New layer. Edit. Paste. There's the burger. Are you happy? Ooh, burger. That should work. All right, this is what you guys asked for. There's Fop eating his burger. Right? So you'd be like, yummy. Fop sleeping and... Oh, dang it. Chat disappeared again. Stop doing that. There it is. Burger. Oh, I had it in the wrong layer. Oh, cool. Wrong layer, idiot. I believe it's this one. Yeah, is this it? Yeah, this is the right layer. There you go. There you go, guys. There's Fop sleeping and eating a burger. Yummy. Why it's always these kind of jokes that make me laugh. I hate this so much. Actually, no, I didn't like the burger. Airplane sounds? Yeah. Yummy. Bleh. All right. Enough games. Let's finish this. All right, so I want to animate a bit of Fop being pushed over, and then I want to finish the office room because I finished this, which I'm proud of. And did I do the colors? I can't remember if I did the colors or not. I did. I finished the line art for this last time. Oh yeah, I had some testing of Fop here. I have another Fop animation here I'm working on. I believe I want all the background elements, instead of being a solid black, I want them to actually be this extremely dark blue. And I feel like that'll help with, like, contrast on the stuff I animate. So actually, let me take the line art here. We're gonna Control C that. And then we're gonna do that here. Yeah, Control V, Control V, Control V. Nice. All right, so the background, it's all the same. And yes, I'm going to be fully ADHD maxing, so I'm very sorry. Alright, so this is the bed shot call. File. Open. Let me make sure I line these up. I'm lining these up by the scene of what's supposed to happen. So Fop is sleeping, he wakes up, and then this one here. No, actually, yeah, this is the bed shot. I'm sleeping. This is the file where he wakes up, and this is the one where he gets the phone call. So where'd my drawing pen go? Here we go. Hit with this. To leak the stream. There is nothing worth leaking here. We'll just hide Fop completely, actually, because the bed's still here. And we're going to add a new layer. New layer. God, I love jungle in video games. Jungle music's so good. All right, we're gonna name this layer. Let's see. This one has to go above and below a layer, actually. So we're gonna call this what is it? Phone line? Yeah, we'll call it that. What's that effect in like TV and anime and stuff? And it's like someone's calling, and there's like a bubble that shows up of them calling, and it's gonna like push over and stuff. I thought I saw stream avatars open. Huh? Yeah, stream avatars is open. Oh, that's how you knew I was streaming, because stream avatars was open. Oh, I see how it is. I thought I saw stream avatars open. So sorry, buddy. All right, let me look up a reference for this. Post an announcement next time. I'm not posting an announcement. No one wants to see me stream artwork. Go there. Actually, let me go to the sketch layer. This will make things a bit easier to see. Background colors. There we go. I like watching you make art. You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate you. So we'll try to have like 3 frames of it coming in, and then we'll go from there. I should have sketched this out, but oh well. The devious event? What are y'all talking about? Probably should turn on the onion skin. If that even works. Why isn't it working? Oh wait, I gotta change the settings for it. Current layer in front of sprite. There we go. Y'all say the incident, like some canon event happened. Is that another frame? The best part about not knowing how to animate is I don't have to follow any of the rules. I'm partially lying. I did look up some videos on how to do some stuff. But then again, I am very much not interested in spending dozens of hours animating 5 seconds. So, we're gonna make a few shortcuts. You know, I can probably draw this faster with my mouse, actually. Yep, bam, 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 bop. And then this one. Alan Becker made a bunch of cool, quick animation tip videos years ago. Oh, I could use those, definitely. Not that it would help in my particular situation, but hey, I would love it. Oh, this part's gonna be a green screen, by the way, so I might just release that to you guys. Also, I freaking love this song. We're gonna call this Phone Blast. This is gonna be the initial animation frame where the call comes in and pushes FOP over. So we're going to bring back the background colors. Now on frame 1 is fine. I'll toss them you in Discord in a few, thanks. There's the folder. Is that under FOP colors? Yeah, there's that. Yeah, FOP in the covers is his own thing there. So whatever, we'll do that. Hair. Oh. Turn off that stabilizer. Thank you. Gonna try and commit to making a piece of art every day during November? Okay. It's gonna be a big task, but I believe in you. The Nintendo Forgot Club Tato incident. Oh yeah, that was funny. Actually, this is gonna go on top, so it's okay if I do a little bit over. I'll just make it easier for the blanket stuff later. But-da-dee-doo. And the Persona music starts playing. Made me a big ol' sandwich. Ooh, insert sandwich eating sticker. Yeah. Funky, why haven't you drawn yourself eating yet? The more people drawing themselves eating the sandwich, like that one meme, I freaking love it. Yeah, that's gonna go through that layer there. An idea for me to make later. There we go. All right, I think this is where I want it to loop. And all this part's gonna be green actually. So if I go under here, make a new layer. I can call this phone BG. Yep. So, and thanks to Chicago helping me, I learned I can color this part. What in the world? There we go. Let me get a nice bright color green. We're gonna go back to the foam blast. And then I think it'll, oops, no, hold on. Chicago said you gotta select this for visible layers. Oh wait, I gotta turn off the background. Let me turn off that. Turn off Bop, and then this should work. Oh, wait. I gotta turn all that off, actually. Okay, so it kind of does work, kind of doesn't. It's a little weird, but... honestly, I could get away with coloring this all in the same layer. Although I might regret it. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. You know, we'll just... Nah, if you don't do it right... I want to take the cheap and easy way, but if you don't do it right the first time, it's gonna cascade later into a bunch of problems. Hide background before you fill. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to the background layers, and I'm just gonna hide those. Actually, let me hide all the layers. Turn on the phone one, and then go to background, and then... bam. 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 And then... I don't know what color I should make for, like, the in-between part. Alright, then it's gonna loop from here on out. So if I add a new frame... So let's see, how... I want this to loop for... I think 4 frames is a good loop for this part. So that's the phone blast segment, right? That's going to be the first 4 frames. Bam. Everything after this is going to be the loop, though. So we're going to start with this one. Bam, and then bam. The colors are going to stay the same. The only thing we're going to change here is the lines, per se. And you know what? To help that out a bit, we're going to just fill that in. Let's go here. Go back to this tool. And we'll do that. That's not bad. Alright, so frame 1 is going to stay the same. Frame 2 will be redrawn, and then we'll redraw the next 4 frames with it. And hopefully that should be enough. Let's get our pen out. Return from sandwich. I'm glad you survived the sandwich encounter. Alright, we're gonna take this one, delete that one, go back here again. Anyway, how are you people doing on this fine, lovely Wednesday evening? I love Wednesdays, am I right, fellas? Am I right, or am I right, lads? Hello, Mr. Funny Fox Friend. Hello there, Baxter. Good to see you, buddy. 1, 2, 3. One more frame for the 4th one. And then we'll try to draw this one a bit more straighter, but it don't gotta be exact. Alright, let's just loop these frames real quick just to see how it looks. Do this. Set loop section. No, I want the loop to here. I forgot how you select it to only make it play just a specific loop. I am feeling stupid. Wiggly drawings, my beloved. Yeah, wiggly drawings are fun. The whole boiling lines thing. That's what I asked before you joined Streamback, so I was just asking everyone how they were doing. Middle of the week, you know, so I'm hoping everyone's having a good week so far. Alright. This is the part where Fop's gonna be strangling for his life trying to live. This is where the bastard dies. That's right, chat. This is where Fop dies. The animated masterpiece. Bro said good. So we need 4 frames of Fop flailing for his little life. So we're gonna do Fop covers, Fop plus cover, I'm sorry. We'll just do that part with lines here. Hop on Photo Dojo and 1v1 me? Oh, yeah. Photo Dojo. Severely underrated. Actually, wait, hold on. I think this face is funnier. Photo Dojo documentary video when? Bro, I think many more people have covered Photo Dojo before me. Although Photo Dojo is very funny. I only make the first drawing somewhat neat, and the rest of them can be messier. I'm not gonna bother trying to draw anything else out of frame. Let's see, the arms are supposed to be in front, so technically this bit has to be hidden. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. WarioWare Snap documentary. Wario's pretty cool. I just feel bad that I didn't really grow up with Wario like a lot of other people did, though. Like, for me, Wario was just always just that weird side character. So I never really got into the, you know, his games. I'm kind of getting into them now, but, you know, back in the day, though, Wario was just always that weird guy to me. That's why it makes me mad when like Nintendo doesn't do anything with Wario these days, because I'm like, no wonder so many kids don't understand his character and everything. Like, I can assure you, there are more kids these days that recognize Peppino from Pizza Tower than Wario. Just like as a game, not even like as the character also. No, it got replaced by the noise. Yeah, that's funny. But we got something funny out of that at least, though. Alright, so this should be still, smear, still, smear. Okay, so this one's gonna be a smear frame. Basically a mod of a mod, you could say. I wonder if someone... I think someone did add it, the noise back instead of the noise, which is funny. Why did it go up to 11? I had this specifically at 10. I'm never gonna bother animating underneath this part because this is supposed to be a loop and I'm not. You learn to animate the things that are important, at least from what I've seen. This is also part of the reason why I decided to make Fop's arms just black. Makes it a lot easier. If I were to flesh out his character, though, I would definitely give him, like, orange arms or something, but I think the black ones suit him, especially in an animation environment. Okay, and then this is where it should go out. Come on, people. Did I ever get to draw for that frame? I did. There we go. There we go. Whew. Make that a lot bigger than I should have. There we go. I wish there was a digital equivalent of smacking the devil out of it. Ah, yeah. Taking notes from Ed and Eddie, I see. Yeah, that's the whole boiling lines thing. I don't think Ed and Eddie was what started it. Maybe it did, but that's always something I've been a big fan of because it, you know, it helps convey a little bit more movement instead of just having a static image the entire time. There we go. Yeah, I think back in like school and stuff, I've always wanted to do like what is it? I've always wanted to do like art and animations when I was little. Because it's funny, because what got me into animation was just like watching stuff on TV and cartoons, and I remember I didn't have anyone teach me, but I remember learning independently how to do little flipbook animations. And then I discovered Captain Underpants, which showed me Fliporama, and I was like, oh, these animations are so cool. So I tried doing my own when I was little. And then I found out, wait a second, I can just keep doing this in succession. And then I remember like learning about some other stuff and like how people animate and stuff. But yeah, stuff like that really inspired me. There we go. Some more basic stuff. Got into animation from Flipnote. and learning about animation memes in around 2013. Yep. Flipnote was also taught me, even though I wasn't like there for a lot of it, I remember seeing them, a lot of them get re-uploaded online. That stuff always made me happy. Little animations of like Mario and whatever else out there. The fact that the Switch doesn't even have something like that makes me so sad. Because it's like, what do you mean? You're killing off an entire creative generation. Most of the people that like did Flipnote full-time as kids became actual animators to this day. It's like, you got to give some credit to Nintendo because like they kind of kickstarted a lot of kids to be inspired to create when they were older. And it's like, why don't we have something like that for the Switch now? Like, I hate to be that guy that always says, you know, oh, Nintendo's like, for, you know, they're missing out on the real moneymaker here. But the reality is like, you know, kids don't have a whole lot of creative outlets these days. If you had a simple little place that was just for, you know, everyone of all ages to upload their artwork and stuff, bro, we would be so back. Ah, sick. I think I got the animation loop the way I want it. Nice. We'll see after we loop everything. Let's go to FOP colors. We'll go here. We'll turn this off. And just to double check we have the right colors. Yeah, we use the light blue for the bed. But yeah, there's no social element to Flip a Clip. Yeah, that's what sucks. I hate that the Flipnote 3D didn't have antenna just because of the Swap Note drama. Bro, the Swap Note drama sucks so much. I had a best friend in high school. I think it was like freshman year. I was a freshman. And there was this amazing girl I met who loved art and animation just as much as I did. And we would draw stuff and talk like during our gym period every day, because gym class when I was in high school was really lame. There was really not much to do. The teacher literally just threw us all in the gymnasium and said, do whatever you want. Well, you know, both the gym teachers just kind of went off to the side and just went outside to talk. So here you have a bunch of 9th and 10th graders with like nothing to do for like a solid hour and a half, which was nice, by the way. It was pretty much a free period. But what me and her did was that we would just sit on the bleachers and draw art the entire period. You know, so a bunch of kids would be playing football or basketball or just kind of, you know, screwing around or whatever. But I had my big art book I would bring with me, and we would just draw Pokemon and stuff, which is pretty cool. I think she would have her DS and she would show me all the little animations she did. That was pretty fun. Hey, Tornado, good to see you. Gooby Wooby. Oh my goodness, I forgot my Mighty Switch Force OST was in here. Swap Note was so cool that a weirdo had to kill it for everyone else. So yeah, I think there was like 2 cases of like grown men using it for like inappropriate means. I don't know if someone used it also like contact a minor or something, but instead of like having like better protection services, Nintendo just decided to nuke it, which I kind of understand. You don't want your messaging system on your 3DS to be used as a, you know, as a house for grooming, and Nintendo's like, it's not worth it, so they just killed it off. But I just hate that Nintendo has like, you know, ever since the Wii U era, killed off like all social systems on their consoles. And I'm not counting game chat on the Switch too, because that's completely different. I just miss the social element of like sharing art and animations. I'm surprised no one has tried to recreate Flipnote, but like in a way that also has its own ecosystem. you know, that's not tied to like Twitter or something. Like, it's nice to share your animations on social media, but to have like a whole have your own media that you can upload directly to a site is pretty cool. Oh yeah, it definitely used to be so innocent. VU chat was so much more of a problem than swap note. I'm gonna be real. Really, I didn't use much of the Wii U chat. How bad was the Wii U chat? Because now that you're saying, I'm actually wait. How was that? A part of me wants to play competitive Just Dance like the good old days. Heck yeah, man. Oh my goodness, Just Dance. I don't think I was super competitive, but I was pretty good at it. Mostly with my family. Just Dance 2 on the Wii, I'm not gonna lie, maybe I sound like a bit of a fanboy. Just Dance 2 on the Wii is probably the best Just Dance game ever. I think it had the best selection of songs. It was pretty fun, you know, and nothing was convoluted. This was before, you know, Ubisoft, and they started or was it EA? I think it was Ubisoft, started like adding all these like dumb microtransactions and stuff. Like, look at modern Just Dance. It's so abysmally sad. Like, yeah, there's still a lot of good songs and stuff, but they like took something so simple and fun and kind of spun it into like, oh, you know, it's no longer like an arcade dancer. Fittest I ever was when I played Just Dance after school and Dance Dance Revolution at the local arcade in the evenings. Yeah, definitely. Comparing my skills in other games to rhythm game players makes me feel like doing that. That dog with the propeller hat. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Nah, you're good. You're good. Why does this keep going up in size? Actually, wait, this will be a bit faster with the pen. Hold on. Let me do this. I want to try out that little trick where someone had like a mini 8-bit Do controller, which is funny because I do have one of those. And they use it to like flip through frames while drawing and stuff. I gotta try that. I am a rhythm game player. Rhythm games are fun too. I got into Taiko when I was in high school. That was fun. Yep, Taiko was my #1. Although I do remember there was a different game I used to play. I think it was called Sidus or something. It was on my phone. That was a big game I used to play. Oh my goodness, I forgot about that game. And I think it gave me like a few free songs to play. But that game completely shaped how I enjoyed rhythm games. Because, you know, I didn't have access to a PC or anything when I was younger. And here was this rhythm game you could play with like your fingers. I freaking love that game so much. I wish Taiko was at my local Dave & Buster's, bruh. And it sucks because it's like, why aren't arcades as big as a deal in the US as they are in Japan? We need those. And people wonder why kids don't have anywhere to go these days. It's not that kids hate going out, it's just that They don't have anywhere to go. And if they do go somewhere, unfortunately, it's either to cause trouble or, you know, they just don't have a, you know, they just want to loiter somewhere. Because it's like, how is hanging out at a mall count as loitering now? Like, a mall is where you're supposed to hang out. What? Because I hear my mother talk about how, like, you know, her and her friends used to hang out at the mall and everything. And it's like, I wish we had stuff like that these days. You know, you try to hang out in a mall now, and people are going to be looking at you like, what are you doing? Not to mention, there's just not much to do at a mall these days. So people are just going to automatically assume you're, like, trying to steal or something. Absolutely abysmal. Malls in 2025, you will not have fun. Back when my arcade had DDR, Sega Rally. Oh my god, Sega Rally, Daytona USA. Bro, man, if I could get to an arcade that has Daytona, I think I would just go insane. I need that so badly. A certain website says there's still a place with a Jew beat within an hour from my house, but it also says they aren't in operation. Oh, that sucks. Gotta love the, oh, look, guys. Yeah, you know when you go to like a mall arcade and it's like, all right, they have some games. It's like, all right, let's see. They got maybe a few basic options. They got maybe like Pac-Man or Galaga or something. And then you go to play it and it doesn't work. Or the joystick's like all busted. So it's like, oh, great. I wasted $1 for something to not work. No shame, and still something you're passionate about. Yep, exactly. My local mall got bought out by a church, and there was literally no entertainment in there, just local shops. They were cool with hanging out there, though. Okay, so a church bought out the mall, and they didn't even bother to, like, leave any arcade games up there? Bruh, that's the easiest way to drag anyone to your religion. Be like, hey, guys, come over here. We got arcades. Jesus loves Pac-Man. That's how you get the kids involved these days. Oh, you had to ask the employees to get your credits back? Yeah. Thankfully, most places, yeah, if there's like someone on standby, you're like, hey, this thing's busted, it took my money, yeah, they'll give you your money back. But the thing is that there's a lot of mall arcades that aren't managed or watched by anyone. So it's like you put in your money and it's like, good luck. Who are you supposed to talk to? I remember, I think that happened to me. I put in like $2 for a game. No one was there. So I talked to the mall security guy. I was like, hey, like, is there anyone here? And he's like, nah. I was like, the guy was completely honest. He's like, no one really comes here. He's like, I'm sorry about that though. Basically, just, all I got told was, that's rough, buddy. So now when I see like broken arcades in like malls or stores or something and they just steal your money, I just put a sign on it that just says this thing's busted, don't use it. Bro, there are so many things I want to do in my life that unfortunately they're just something that'll be split into like several lifetimes, but like I would love to open up an arcade. Yes, I know they don't make a lot of money. Yes, I know, you know, they take a bit of money to upkeep and it's not that easy. That's why a lot of arcades these days survive off of like locals and events, you know, and all sorts of stuff like that. But man, if I could just house one just for the fun of it, and have enough profit to like cover the, you know, the bills for like electricity and all that, just to see like people all around the neighborhood who come by and hang out, I freaking love that. And I'm trying to understand, it's like, is that why arcades are priced so heavily these days? It's like, I know everyone wants like a game of Pac-Man to cost $0.25 again, you know, no one really needs to be playing $1 to play some Pac-Man, and I guess there's a few gimmicks, because it's like, oh, well, now you're playing world's largest Pac-Man, so it kind of justifies it being $1, and it's like, is it really now? But, like, I get it, you know. But the thing is that Pac-Man's still Pac-Man. I feel like, instead of making the price of a game $1, I feel like if you at least made it 50 cents, people would still want to play multiple times rather than like, oh, well, that was once. Well, if you're at Dave & Buster's, though, and you're buying, like, credits, you know, you buy, like, 50 credits or something, people think less about price now, they think about points. In my opinion, now, this is going to be a bit of a boomer take, I'm very sorry, but when I was little, I went to Chuck E. Cheese, right? I think a fair amount of kids went to Chuck E. Cheese when they were little, and it's cool because, if you don't know much about Chuck E. Cheese, definitely look at their, like, involvement with video games, because Chuck E. Cheese is actually, like, I was surprised at how ahead of the times they were with like, hey, we want to integrate, you know, video games and eating experience for an entire generation. And it's sad how they kind of fell off when they were kind of like one of the innovators back in the day. But again, going back to like Chuck E. Cheese and stuff, when I was little, and I'm pretty sure you would get physical credits. So it's like, you know, you get a cup and you get like a bunch of tokens and you could run around and play your games. Now, I understand why physical tokens have been phased out in this day and age, you know. One, you know, it's a made-up form of currency that's localized to a singular type of arcade. Okay, that's one. Two, it can get very dirty and you have to maintain and clean it, you know. Three, they can get lost, you know, and you have to make more. That's just a whole process you gotta do. You're basically, you know, creating your own currency. It takes a lot of time, money, there's safety concerns. I get it. So with cards, you know, I get it. When you have a card, you have credits, it's a lot easier. It's reusable, it's technically environmentally friendly, so I can't hate on the concept that arcades have swapped to a more card format instead of like physical tokens. It makes sense for this day and age. However, I do feel like a lot of kids miss out on the fact of physically holding onto the coins you saw and being able to count and be like, okay, I have 20 tokens, and then you do the math, it's like, I can play this many games. The problem is that when you have a card these days, cards don't tell you how much is on it. Now, I know there are some stations where it's like, oh, you can scan it and it tells you how much your credits are, but let's be real, kids aren't going to be doing that. You know, no one's going to run to the central little station, scan their card, and see, oh, this is how much I have left. Most kids, and I saw this happen when I was doing a field trip, they take their cards and they just start play, and then they're all out, and they're like, oh man, that sucks. And then they start like, you know, begging parents for more stuff. Yes, it's a weird, hyper-specific boomer take of mine, but I do miss how tokens kind of like incentivize you to actually pay attention to what you have. I don't know, could I make some sort of commentary on how, like, you know, with like capitalism and how like more people are incentivized to have credit cards instead of like using actual money these days? It might be a weird take. But it almost reminds me of how, like, you can't get through life without a credit card anymore. You know, paying with cash and debit ain't enough. You have to have a credit card. Wish we had a Chuck E. Cheese kind of experience here in the UK. Closest was Flambards. sounds pretty cool. They're opening locations in the UK, actually. That is weird. Chuck E. Cheese is more or less kind of dead, though. So the fact that they're opening up in the UK is a little weird to me. Oh, I forgot to color him here. Yeah, we'll color him here too real quick. How do you feel about things like Afterpay and Clark? No, I hate that stuff. Afterpay. Oh my god, get that out of here. Bro, you will never catch me dead using any of those services. And again, the tried and true, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. This whole pay in 4 stuff is absolutely devious because these companies know they can get away with it. Do not support that. I need to hear the pay later rant. No. The rant basically sums up to it's stupid, it's scummy, and please don't fall for it. I've seen people fall for it. They're like, oh, pay in 4. Use the pay in 4, guys. Use pay in 4. I'm like, guys, are we this stupid? Have we not learned anything about finances in the last few years that you learned from, like, you know, school or just basic education? Like, if you can't afford something, don't buy it. Everything's turning into credit. I think I had a few of my family members even be like, oh, Tay, just use the pay 4 thing. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, even though I know I could probably pay off this, like, instantly, like, just the mere fact that a company is trying to do that to you is like, nah, I don't want that. All right, here's the loop. Let's see how this works. Still don't have a credit card, and I plan to get one only to build my credit score, but I'm pretty much just going to use it as a debit card and never pay more than I have. Oh, yeah. You're right, Scrap. Well, here's the thing. That's the correct thinking. That's what you're supposed to do. But the problem is that society wraps you into it. I ended up racking up a fair amount of credit card debt, unfortunately, because of COVID. And I couldn't, the problem is that there are sometimes you have to use it. Like, during COVID was like one of the worst times of my life. I never caught COVID, but I had no money. I had no job. I had to pay for car insurance. When I wasn't driving a car, I had to pay for a car payment, and I still had to get groceries and food for my family and siblings. And I literally couldn't do anything. Also, by the way, this is before the stimulus checks, and I wasn't getting anything in unemployment. So for literally a whole entire, like, month and a half, I couldn't buy any food or anything. And I have all these weird late fees breaking up, so it's like, I had to use my credit card. You know? Had absolutely nothing. Like, what am I supposed to do? Not buy food? So I had to put it all on credit and everything. It sucks. Obviously, you would never do that these days, but it's like back in the, you know, back during COVID when everything was absolutely terrible, you had to. I know other friends that end up getting into a lot of debt because they just had to buy basic necessities. Absolutely terrible. But the main thing to do, obviously, if you're in a slightly more stable set, yeah, obviously, don't use your credit cards to buy junk and stuff. Don't buy more than you can afford. Obviously, instantly pay it off. You already know the deal. You guys are smart. Not to mention, there's a lot of places where I was surprised. So I wanted to rent a car, right? You cannot rent a car unless they have your credit card info. You cannot rent with debit. You cannot get one with cash. You must use a credit card. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I remember because like one of my family members was like, why don't you just rent a car? And I was like, I can't rent a car. You need a credit card. And sure enough, they went there and they're like, yes, you have to have a credit card. And you know, yeah, you cannot rent at some places. Buying a vehicle is almost impossible without a credit card because a lot of places will check your credit score. People make fun of it like, oh, you know, China has the whole social credit system. I think people forget that we have that too in America. Technically, that's called your credit score. You know how many places just outright won't sell to you if your credit score isn't high enough? Yeah, so the thing is what you're supposed to do is, but also, as they, you know, as my mother says, you know, no credit is just as bad as bad credit, or is actually even worse. So it's like what you need to do early on, even if you think you don't need it, and let's say you're like above the age of 18, you still need to get a credit card, I would say. You know, get a credit card. Buy a few basic things and then pay it off immediately. And then what happens is that you build up credit because your bank sees, oh, you're a responsible person that can do it. Surprise, you know, do that for a month or two with a few basic things you already buy on like a regular, you know, on a regular period. You have good credit and then you can just store that thing and never use it again. And then like every month make like one small purchase with it. Just so that you're still active. People will talk about things overseas when the same thing happens over here. Exactly. People act like, oh, China's so bad. China's so bad. Like, bro, you know the same thing happens here. You know, it's also fun. I love it when people go, oh, China and their surveillance is so creepy. Look, they can track your faces. Do people not pay attention to the surveillance we have here in the US? The cameras can track your faces too. Why do people act like we don't have this stuff? Like, oh, America's too good to be doing this kind of thing. Honestly, no country's exempt, but people need to stop acting like... People need to stop acting like, oh yeah, we're immune to that. I'm loving getting to see so much Tay art. Oh, thank you. If you want, the good art is here. The good art is over here when I was doing Jitella and all this stuff. This was the fun stuff I was doing. But I'm doing the messy stuff, which is for the next video. All these art and animation. So yeah, if you're new and you haven't seen that, this is what I'm working on for the next video. Also, I need to loop this part. How do I loop just this? I just want to loop this part. Why is it doing this to me? Set loop section. Okay. And it doesn't work. Bro, I'm highlighting it. I highlight this. What, or maybe I click on this. I just like seeing you draw, idiot. You have a scrunkly, scraggly, goofy art style that makes me smile. Well, I'm glad you like it. Now, if I could get this loop to work, then I'd be actually happy. Hello there, Mullet. Good to see you. The green spikes of doom. Oh my god. Nah, this is where someone's gonna be popping up for the video. So I'm like pre-green screening it, if that makes sense, so I can chroma key it out for my actual video. Makes it easier for me later. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. File, save. File, save as. Which I'll call. We're gonna call this one the loop and save it. There we go. There's a little scrunkly. All right, who's getting the best head? The big green thing is making me picture Tenna's Rousey plush cutting. Yeah, this is the video I'm gonna be using. Hey guys, FOP plushies are out now. Oops, wait. Office room, bam, bam. Got that one there. All right, so it goes from this one to this one to this one. Actually, wait, hold on. File, open, this one. That one goes to here. All right, so there's that one, there's this one. It goes to this one, where he gets pushed over, and then the loop here while he's talking. And then I go from the room to the PC. Here we go. I love the horrid shapes of the room. It gives such a fun aesthetic and generally would watch a cartoon that art style. Thank you. Honestly, this is all inspired off of the Spy Fox art style for my video. So what I did was that I literally spent like 2 nights studying the artwork, how the environments are drawn, and then I tried to recreate it with my own style and, you know, some unique setups I have here. FOP shorts win? Oh boy. But yeah, like if I were to remove the FOP animation, you can see here's all the lines and everything. There's the sketch. You can obviously see the sketch layer behind it. But I try to work really hard on line weight and making things look, you know, I don't know, give it a cool little unique look to it. Either way, stuff like this is fun to work on because I can make like little weird background stuff. And my friend, I gotta ask her what I need to, what I should call her online. I'm just gonna call her Kat. My friend Kat. She's gonna be doing a bunch of little animations, and she's having a blast. And they're gonna be like, gonna be on here like the flower pot and other stuff showing up. It's gonna be really fun, and I think you guys are gonna like it. My biggest thing with this video is how do I simulate the feeling of Spy Fox as a game, but in a video form. And what I settled on is, well, periodically throughout the video, we'll have little animations play in the background to help simulate the feeling of clicking on stuff and things happening. It'll be fun. I think you guys will like it. All right. So I finished the main animation I did of FOP sleeping, him waking up, then transitioning from, let me see. So yeah, FOP sleeps, he wakes up. Then we have the transition of the phone call of someone calling me. Then we have the loop of me scrambling for my life while the person over here is talking. And then eventually it will transfer over to the PC here. But what we need to finish actually is the line art for this room here. And I specifically drew, and if you guys don't know, 1440 by 1080p. That's so I can get the 4:3 aspect ratio, but in a technically HD format. So, you know what? How much time we got? What time is it? We got plenty of time. I technically started stream early tonight, and I'm actually happy for myself. So what we're going to do is that we're going to clean up this room, make it look good. We're going to make it look like this, basically. And then we're going to do the colors, and then we'll see what happens there. And who knows, maybe I'll jump back and draw some more Jatella stuff. Oh, I also need to draw a close-up still. So you know how in shows like SpongeBob and Ren and Stimpy, they have those really close-up detailed frames? I have one of Fop I need to do. And it's going to be very funny when I get to it. Just looked up Spy Fox, and this dude is an... Oh my god! The first... No, he's not Nick. But yeah, I'm doing a review of Spy Fox. The first game, I really want to do the entire series, but I feel like the first game might be better. Because there's a lot of weird details I want to bring up. We'll see. Alright. We'll feed Fop. Thank you, guys. Yum. Alright. Let's turn off the colors. Let's go to the sketch layer. Let's turn that down a bit. I'm gonna call these lines. And now we can start making it look nice and clean. This one I make one look slightly different though. Hold on. I actually want to make these curved. So it's going to curve to the room here, right? About, oh, hold on. All the way down there, there, and there. Same thing for there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Palm OS Tetris. Hey. Make sure we got this room looking right. Go about there. Whew. There we go. Move that over there. They do the way you do corners of things, like the flat edge of the computer screen and the sketch of the interior corners of the room, remind me of brackets, which just makes me think of old tech vibes. Oh yeah, that kind of stuff is fun. I love those aesthetics. I'm gonna bring it nice and close right about there. Chat, should I be using a pixel art program to be drawing stuff like this? Probably not. But I don't care. Every day I keep telling myself, hey, we gotta use a different program. We can't rely on A-Sprite forever. And every day, I still use Aseprite. I think, honestly, I just use this program because I'm just the most comfortable with it. The tools are really easy to use. Everything's right here. And every time I use a different art program, I hate having to use like a bajillion key combinations and drop downs just to do one simple thing. Am I saying a bunch of nonsense? Maybe? You would despise Blender. Hey, Milk, good to see you. Yeah, the problem is, though, is that the videos I'm making are getting to a point where I'm doing so much, I may have to start using Blender as much as I don't want to. Because there's some things I need to do that even DaVinci Resolve starts to struggle in. Everyone's like, Tay, how do you do this stuff in Resolve? Like when I was doing, like, when I was making the 3D rooms and stuff. It's like, it's fun to do, it's fun to make. The problem is that I'm starting to kind of reach a threshold of what I can actually do. And I'm gonna have to probably move on someday. Like, time to grow up, boy. I'm sorry. You'll never take me alive, coppers. How do I turn to a wolf? Oh, there's a Google Drive link. Glad you found it. You know how many people don't read that? Though I can't blame them. But I'm glad you're one of the few people that actually can read. It's funny, I put that document together a while ago because I wanted people to enjoy when they watch streams and stuff. They can customize the way they look when they talk and stuff. You know, this ain't no Twitch chat, but at the same time, I think it's pretty cool when people are able to, when people are able to, you know, kind of customize their viewing experience a little bit. Oh, please and thank you. Got that light around. Your love's all I got. Rescue girl, you can save the world. Love this game. I love this song. It's so cheesy. I freaking love it. Blender's like everything all at once program, so that's probably why it's so complex. Yeah, if I were to work on Blender, I would definitely have to find a way to... I would have to find a way to get it in a digestible format and not using those donut tutorials. Like, come to Blender. We have the donut, guys. Ooh, donut. Ooh, donut tutorial. You and me gotta play Smash sometime, Tay. You know what's funny? I think my little brother still has my copy of Smash. I'm gonna have to pry it out of his hands. I let him borrow it a while ago. Again, the joys of sharing your video games. I don't mind. Again, Blender's one of those things where it's like, I think I would have to... That's how I learned DaVinci Resolve, though, you know? I just sat down and I had to spend time to learn how to use it. That's honestly how you learn a lot of things. That's honestly the best way to learn, is just like to get a program and start messing with it. The problem is that, you know, we're all kind of strapped for time these days. The Power Smith compelled me. I played Smash with my little sisters, made Mii Fighters of them, and they had a blast because when they lose, I step in and play their Mii Fighter for them so that they win. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's funny, when you play Smash on a more casual view set, it's honestly an amazing game. But competitively, it's like, you forget how much love was put into Smash when all you see online is people that just complain about the fighters that should have been in, and how World of Light didn't live up to their expectations, and you're like, dang, this game is actually still pretty good. Then you remember everyone else's, like, idea of what a good Smash game should be is so astronomically insane that you're like, oh yeah, back to reality. Beat Mania and Smash win. Huh. I don't care about competitive. Just have fun playing with your friends. Exactly. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. You know, I could add some curtains. I'll make that a layer on top, though. That's not needed for now. Just the base room I'll worry about. And let me check the, this for reference. Don't forget, the full room shot, like here, is going to be less detailed than when you do like a close-up. My computer's refusing to let me actually enjoy the live stream. Keeps lagging like crazy, so it gets my way I can no longer hang out. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Remember to refresh it, and also, you can watch the stream at a lower quality, I believe. Make sure you choose that option. Because since I'm not streaming gameplay, you should be able to stream at, like, what, something like 720p or something. Actually, easier idea. Why don't I just make them points like this? There we go. Hype. Hey, Hype. Good to see you, fam. I lowered the stream resolution and it's still lagging. Really? Is this happening to everyone, or is it just you two? Anyone else going through this? Because there's really not much I can do on my end. So, mine is on 480p. I'm lagging it right now. It's new. It wasn't just me. It's lagging for everyone? What? Dang, I'm sorry about that. Try refreshing the stream or closing it and reopening it. I feel really stupid saying all this, but it's like, I can't think of what else it could be. New YouTube update. If you don't have YouTube Premium, videos stutter every 3 seconds. Bro, imagine if they actually did something like that. Oh my goodness. People are already writing right now, but like, ooh, if they did something like that, ooh. But remember when YouTube Premium was called YouTube Red? I'm gonna be real, I still use YouTube Red. I know it's premium now, but I still call it YouTube Red. You can't trick me.